On Thursday, Keir Starmer arrived at the White House, and all seemed well. But there was a situation between J.D. Vance and Starmer where the vice president was asked to speak about his comments he made about the UK and the suppression of free speech. Trump and J.D. Vance revealed yesterday what was said behind closed doors. In today's video, we will watch and react to the footage. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more. Take a look at this.
Mr. President, Prime Minister Starmer claimed repeatedly that his government believes in free speech and was not engaged in censorship. But his country's government arrests people for memes and thought crimes, and even more worrisome is pressuring American companies to censor Americans on its behalf. How can he be a reliable, trustworthy partner when he says things that are demonstrably false on such an important topic?
Well, we actually spoke to him about that yesterday, and we thought they took it very, very much too far. JD was very strong on it. So was I. So was Marco. And we've been speaking to him about it. Marco, would you like to say something about that?
We have concerns, obviously, with the conduct of various, particularly as it impacts Americans. And there's real concern that American speech, which is online, could fall into the hands of British or any country's jurisdiction. And so this is a point the Vice President made at Munich, and I think it's a very compelling one that what unites us with Europe, as much as anything else, is these shared values, and one of them being free speech. And so if Americans are threatened by it, we're going to need to take action in that regard.
Mr. President. It's actually a very important question.
We spoke about this in detail with the Prime Minister, the Foreign Secretary, and others at lunch yesterday. And I know that Secretary of Commerce Lutnick followed up in private meetings last night. This is really important. We believe Americans have the right to speak their mind, even if we in this room disagree with them. They have the right to speak their mind in the public square, which is often online these days. And we're going to defend that right as it pertains to American companies and American citizens vigorously if we have to. I do think that under the President's leadership, we're going to find common ground with our friends in the UK on this question, but it remains to be seen. The principle that will guide us is we believe in free speech in this country, and we'll fight for it for American citizens.
Mr. President, on the deal, is there any other...
He runs a nation now that is, removing the security elements on Apple phones so that they can,
we told them you can't do that.
Yeah, Tulsi, I saw him.
We actually told them.
Yes.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's something, that you hear about with China.
They put people in jail in Britain for praying in their own homes and silently.
But you having that with Biden too, if you think, it's not Biden, it was the people that surrounded this stuff.
In the initial press conference, Starmer blatantly lied to the camera and said free speech was very much alive in the country. It's good to see the president and vice president revisited this and told him that it's not right behind closed doors. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. In some other news, Nigel Farage has weighed in on the explosive row between Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Donald Trump, calling the situation regrettable and warning that the fallout will leave Vladimir Putin feeling like the winner. His remarks come as Zelensky heads to London for a crucial summit with European leaders this Sunday, where tensions will undoubtedly be high following the dramatic White House confrontation. Taking to X to share his thoughts, Farage did not hold back, posting, "The spat in the White House last night is regrettable and will make Putin feel like the winner. But this is not the end of the story, far from it. A peace deal is essential, and Ukraine needs the right security guarantees." Meanwhile, Reform MP Rupert echoed similar concerns, criticizing the public nature of the dispute and arguing that it was damaging to the West. That is not a conversation that needed to happen in front of the cameras. This helps nobody in the West. Lowe stated, a White House clash that stunned the world. The high-stakes bilateral meeting between Trump and Zelensky was originally set to focus on Ukraine's critical minerals deal and a potential ceasefire agreement with Russia. Instead, what unfolded was a heated argument that left European leaders scrambling to reassess future security agreements. The climax of the meeting came when Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance bluntly told Zelensky that Ukraine should be more thankful for America's support. The tense exchange quickly escalated into a public shouting match, with Zelensky refusing to back down and eventually storming out of the White House early. Since then, Zelensky has stood firm on his position and refused to apologize for the fiery clash with Trump. In a major interview today, when asked directly if he owed the U.S. president an apology, he dodged the question, saying, "I'm not sure we did something bad." Starmer steps in, but can he fix the fallout? In an attempt to de-escalate the tensions, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has reportedly spoken to both Trump and Zelensky, with Downing Street confirming his unwavering support for Ukraine, while also trying to keep diplomatic channels open. A spokesperson for the PM said, "The Prime Minister retains his unwavering support for Ukraine and is playing his part to find a path forward to a lasting peace based on sovereignty and security for Ukraine." High-stakes summit in London this Sunday. Now, as Zelensky lands in the UK for a major European summit, all eyes will be on whether Starmer and other European leaders can patch things up or if this White House clash signals deeper fractures in Western unity. The London summit will bring together top European leaders to discuss the future of defense and security across the continent. But with Zelensky still furious and Trump holding firm, can any real progress be made? One thing is certain, Putin will be watching closely. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below, and make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content.